going?
Yeah, no, I just want to say that I'm super excited as well. I mean, we finished off the year pretty strong on our end, and that's due to you guys, right? It's like just trying to kind of really shift. I like that mindset thing that Bob's talking about. Love that. I've been seeing a lot of you guys go through that program. I talk a lot to JP, and he's been through that, and I mean, it's really good to see you guys be out there and go out masterminds, right? Masterminds, network out there. That's what builds that community. And that's what we're here for. We're a part of that, right? We're an extension, but there's obviously other groups out there. So that's really cool to hear that you guys are out there doing that. But just want to kind of, from our end, what we have to bring to the table for you guys, obviously digital marketing and what we offer here, business coaching, things like that. But very specifically from my end, we're doing some shifts as well on how we execute some of our SEO tasks in our entire campaigns. And we're not just doing it to do that. Like a lot of you guys, you learn from these networks and these masterminds and everything. We're also a part of some groups with us as well. And we've been kind of following what Google's doing. Not only that, we've been looking at our counterparts, our kind of like network of people, and we're really kind of shifting and staying agile. And I think that's the most important thing a business can do to scale, right? You have to stay agile to be able to grow with the trends. So I'm really excited, man. I'm pumped up on the SEO side. We're making some shifts, some things that are really going to impact SEO for our clients as Google changes as well. And for those of you that have kind of gone from foundations over to accelerator, that there's a lot of changes in there that we're going to implement. If you're already an ongoing accelerator, don't worry about, we're actually going in and making adjustments and make sure that you take advantage of these new strategies. But also those of you that were in either just brand new and went straight into Dominator, or you upgraded from accelerator to Dominator, there are some extra things right there. And we'll be having those conversations one-on-one with those clients. But just to say, man, those packages right there, the accelerator, Dominator, have gotten a little bit of a facelift, and I'm excited to see the results behind them. So a lot to share in the next quarter. I think is when we'll be able to kind of see a lot of this kind of go to fruition and show some results. So super excited on our end.
Awesome. With that, I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. And if somebody, Roger, I see you. If you can give me a thumbs up. Do you see the graphic? Perfect. So to kick off, I just want to go through today is the official launch of our new call format. And I did post this up in the Facebook group. So if you haven't had a chance to go see it or catch it, get in there and take a look, or take a screenshot of it right now while it's up, whatever you want to do. But every day from here forward, Monday through Friday, the same bat time, the same bat channel, meaning this exact time, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, this exact same link that you've been using for however long you've been with us. To get on these calls every day, 5 p.m., same link, you can jump on. The only thing that's changing every day is the topics of the day and what our focus is going to be. We're always going to kind of start off just with checking in, kind of touching gloves, see how everybody's doing, but then we're going to roll into stuff. Not every single day is it going to be a teaching by Roger and I, or Roger or me. It's more or less, it's a time for you to know, hey, for example, Tuesdays, all about sales and acquisitions, depending on what type of business you're in. I'm looking at somebody like Jaime, it's more sales on the front end. Whereas in real estate, we call it acquisitions. We're trying to actually acquire something here. Same thing, same principles, different names as all. But Tuesdays, if you're the individual that, or you've got some things going from a sales and acquisition standpoint, and you want to get on and talk about it, ask questions, get feedback from others, get feedback from myself, whatever the case, maybe learn some different techniques or strategies that are working in other maybe industries or in the industry that you're in. That's a great day to be on. Wednesdays, we're going to be doing all things marketing outside of SEO specific stuff. So for those of you that are in our foundations package, where it's the do-it-yourself model, Thursdays would be the day where you're going to be able to get some of those kind of SEO tasks. Wednesdays, I'm going to be talking all other types of marketing. There's a lot of other stuff that you could be doing instead of just sitting and waiting for your SEO to start taking shape and to start doing some of the lifting for you. We all know that takes a little bit of time. We're going to cover those type of things on Wednesdays, answer some questions, help you brainstorm on that. Thursdays are going to be the one day out of the week that's going to be a little unique. Roger and I for sure will be on Thursdays. For those of you that are in the Lead Vault software already, we're going to be doing a breakout room on Thursdays where we can talk about the Lead Vault software, about the different automations and things that you're building, give you some help and guidance. I'll be part of that. I'll be kind of running that room. Roger is going to be taking the other room where he's going to be talking all things SEO. So if you want to learn more about SEO, you jump into Roger's room. If you're not currently on the Lead Vault platform and you're thinking about maybe jumping to it when we bring it out live later this month, Thursdays would be a good day to start getting some insight into it and see it. I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks, we're ready to come live with it. You guys will, clients get first dibs. Second, we take that thing live before I start doing any kind of marketing and putting some stuff out there. And I might just spill the beans now. There's some special stuff I'm brewing up in the back end for our current clients that you would get prior to it going live on there. Fridays, think of it as, hey, Friday's a day, I got a question about anything and everything in my business. I don't know what, I just have a question. I got to get it answered. Friday is a great day. Jump on. You never know who's going to ask what. We're just going to I'll kind of more handle it as general type discussion and whatnot. I will throw it out there on this, all the calls each week, starting today. We're going to be very mindful of our time. So 60 minutes, done. We're off. No hanging on. I know some of you guys are used to the call after the call where the value was really dropped by Roger or me or something like that. No more of that. We're going to respect your time. We're also respecting our time because we are doing this every day now. Okay. With that also being said, if there's like 3 people on and nobody's got any questions about anything, we've covered everything that you guys want to talk about. I'm not sitting on for 60 minutes just to sit on. We're going to end it. So if you're the type that likes to show up late and you try to jump on 30 minutes after we've started and it's already ended, right? Kind of like, should have got there earlier kind of thing on there. So all good with that. If you guys haven't gotten this image, you want to go download it and save it, it's over in the Facebook group for you. So with that, today, we're going to kick off. This is something I'm going to kind of do every first Monday of the month. Okay. Other Mondays throughout the month, we're going to be a little bit different than today, but every first Monday of the month, we're going to kind of go through this exercise and this process. It's something I've been doing the last couple months. As Roger told you guys, we're very involved in another big program that Roger and I learn a ton from, and I get to hang out with people that are building almost 8-figure level businesses. And this has been a trend over the last couple months that's been great. That's really helped me. And I said, hey, I'm going to start to give it down to you guys and let you guys go through it to see if it helps you just as much as it does me. And the first Monday of every month, think of it as Mastermind Monday, okay? The whole point of today's call is I'm going to get you thinking a little bit and help you really kind of strategize or kind of get a plan together on your number one priority for the month of January. And then we're going to break that down to the priority for this week. And next Monday, we'll kind of revisit that. We'll set some priorities again for next week kind of thing. So before I go any deeper on that, I want you guys to take maybe about a 60 seconds, maybe a minute and a half or so. And if you've been doing some of the work leading up to the start of the year, this should be, some of you guys probably already have this in place. You already know it. Others, you might need to kind of flesh it out a little bit more. But grab a piece of paper, something to jot it down on. And I want you to just write down what is like the priority for January. And the way to think of this is as January comes to an end, if I were to ask you the question, did you win January? You'd be able to look at one thing and say, I accomplished it, I won the month. I didn't accomplish it, didn't win the month, right? What's that one thing that at the end of the month you can say, hey, if we do this, I won month 1 of the year. If I don't get this accomplished, maybe it's a financial mark, maybe it's a number of deals, maybe it's a number of new clients, maybe it's I want to launch something new in my business, whatever it might be. And then we'll break that down here in a second, kind of your driving factors behind that. And if you've already got it done, just kind of give me a thumbs up so I can see who who's got it, who's still kind of working. I see some heads down. So
Yeah, one of the things, Sean, I'll throw in there, because this happened to us as well. It's not always financial, right? It could be a process. And that was a lot of the stuff when we had this conversation. That's why it's such a great exercise. It's like we went and dug in to our processes. Like, what do we want to have done at the end of this month in regards to a smoother process? Because at the end of the day, it's going to represent dollars if you have those processes cleaned up. So just keep that in mind as well. It's not always going to be financial.
Yeah, real life example, December for us, it was all about getting a new software integrated and get us cleaned up. We were disorganized as crap on one software. We learned about a new software that was going to help from operations standpoint. And it was like the whole month of December, the focus was get that thing set up, get it built, get it ready to go live in January for the team to move into it from a project management and an operational standpoint. And now we're actually in that phase. This week's all about getting fully tied into it, making sure we get some trainings done on it, and the team's ready to rock and roll for it. We have a new priority for this month. It's all about getting a few things on the back end dialed in to make services a little bit better for you guys and give you another option for some stuff. So it's not always a financial piece. Okay, everybody good on that one? We got thumbs up across the board. By the way, just a quick shout out because he's dead smack in the center of my screen and I thought he'd give me a thumbs up pretty quick. Bud, you're killing it on TikTok. You're killing me on TikTok. Can't get away from you at night.
Sorry, man.
No, I laugh at a lot of yours. They're definitely entertaining and fun. But yeah, I started scrolling and I noticed Bud's like all over my feed lately. So good job on that. All right. From here, I want you to take your priority for the month and really sit back for a second and ask yourself this question. To accomplish this mission by the end of this month, what is the major driver that has to happen this week to get me on task, to keep me on track for this? There's probably a lot of stuff that has to go on to accomplish it. But really ask yourself, like, what is the thing this week that if by Friday I can knock that out, I'm doing really well, keeping myself on track, moving this thing down the field a little farther. Basically being able to answer the question on Friday when I see you, hey, Victor, did you win the week? Hey, Sal, did you win the week, right? Hey, Sarah, did you win the week? You'd be able to say, yep, I got that thing done that I needed to get done. Amongst everything else that we got to do throughout the course of the week, right? Write that thing down. And then same thing, give me a thumbs up when you've got all of that. Okay, see Liz, Sarah, Bud, Sophia. Everybody a few more seconds here. Eric got a virtual thumb, love it. Jaime, Bob. All right, seems like we all got it. Okay, now this is all fun and dandy, right? And this is all good, but how many of you guys have ever done this before? You set a goal, you get all committed, you're like, yep, I'm gonna do it. Then 5 minutes goes by and you're like, screw that. I got other things to focus on. Or the week comes to an end or the month comes to an end and you're like, oh crap, that's right, I was supposed to do this. Anybody ever had that happen to them? I know I'm not the only one, right? So something that I've been doing lately that's really, really helped, and Roger and I have done it from a quarterly standpoint, but I've actually started doing it every week, and it's been working really well for me. And that is, I want you to stop for a second and ask yourself, we're going to start month-wise first. If you achieve what you wrote down for your primary goal for the month, I want you to write down what a reward to yourself would be for achieving that. Now, depending on what that goal is, right, that reward can be some crazy things. It could be minute. Give you an example. I'm doing one for the quarter at the moment. At the end of the first quarter, there's a financial number. If as a company, if we hit a certain growth standpoint, there's a $5,000 video kind of like virtual whiteboard. You guys have seen them out there where I can like draw on these things. It's the vibe board, right? I want a vibe board. Well, instead of going and just buying it, I told Roger, here's the goal for Q1. And if we hit it, that's my reward. I'm going to get that sucker, right? And I mean, he's got some rewards for himself. But I've taken that and gone down really tiny. Obviously, I'm not going to buy a vibe board at 5,000 at the end of this week for hitting a simple task for the week kind of thing, right? But ask yourself for the month, what's a reward? Maybe it's I'm going to treat myself to dinner. Maybe it's I'm going to go pamper myself. Maybe it's I'm going to take a half a day and not worry about business, whatever it might be, something that you can reward yourself with, okay? And I want you to do the same thing with your weekly goal. The one thing this week that you got to get done. What's an easy reward at the end of the week? Maybe it's I'm on a diet, but I'm going to allow myself to have 2 drinks this weekend instead of 1. Maybe it's I'm going to, take a day off from working out or something. Maybe it's if I get it done, I'm going to cut my Friday short, gain a couple hours back in my day, kind of enjoy myself. Just give me a quick thumbs up when we've got those 2 down. Okay, now here's where the fun comes in. With every reward, there should be a what? If we're going to reward ourselves for doing it, there should be a what if we don't do it. Go ahead and unmute somebody.
A spanking.
A
Penalty.
Exactly.
A
The mom
consequence.
the mom on the call comes out. Right? If we don't do what we said we were going to do, we should penalize ourselves, right? If we're going to reward ourselves for achieving it. So think about what is the penalty if at the end of January you don't accomplish this goal. What's a penalty you can put on yourself? Give you an example. We've got a goal for the end of this month. There's a couple things on my plate. If I don't get them done, I told Roger, I will cancel my Grand Canyon trip. Big exploration into the Grand Canyon that Deanna and a bunch of us friends are doing on Valentine's Day week. That's going to be a hard conversation to have to tell her I'm not going if we don't hit this, right? Which means I'm probably going to achieve what I need to achieve by the end of this month, so I don't have to deal with that. My Q1, Roger and I are going back for another mastermind in Miami in March. If we don't hit a quarterly number that we're striving for, I told him I'm going to dye my beard pink and walk around all these dudes and all these other really savvy business owners all weekend long in Miami with a pink beard. That would really kind of make people question, why do you have a pink beard? And I'd have to own up. I didn't hit our numbers. I didn't hit what we were going to do.
Yeah, but that's the perfect way of doing some networking and getting some wins on top of it.
These aren't business. We won't make business happen there. So another event, absolutely, Bob. This one, unfortunately, they're not our clients. So do it for the month and do it for this week. That one task, that one thing that you got to get done by Friday. What's a penalty? Easy example there is, hey, if I'm not done with it by the time I would normally wrap up my Friday, I'm not allowed to wrap up. I got to go ahead and do it. I don't care if it's 7 o'clock at night. I got to get it done. We all good with this? Thumbs up around the board. Okay. Now, goals are only as great. They're great to write down. They're great to have in front of you. But a spoken one to somebody else who can hold you accountable, who knows what you're trying to get done, who could at any point question you on it, those are the ones that are a little more tough to fail on. We agree with that, yes? So I'm going to actually break us into breakout rooms really quick. Let me see, how many do we have on the call? I'll tell it to sign automatically and put you guys in 3 to 4. We're going to go 6. You're going to have about 2 or 3 people in a room, okay? And when you get into that room, you're going to do 2 things. First off, the individual with the shortest hair is going to go first. just because I see JP in the bottom screen and I love picking on my other bald guys. Victor, sorry if you're in another. There's 2 bald guys in the room. We have to do paper, scissors, rocks kind of thing to figure it out. But whoever's got the shortest hair is going to go first. And you're going to do these 2 things. You're going to tell everybody really fast what your goal for the month is and what the reward and failure payment is on that. And you're going to tell everybody what it is for this week. That by Friday, I'm going to get this done. And if I get that done, I'm going to reward myself or I'm going to penalize myself this way. Okay. Everybody else, I want you guys to listen to a couple things. I want you to listen to what some of the goals are, because some of you guys might realize, hey, I'm actually trying to do the same thing you're doing, or I'm kind of in the same spot. And maybe we can brainstorm later this week or chat a little bit on how to do that. Or maybe you hear a reward or a penalty that you're like, you know what, that penalty is better than mine. It would motivate me more. Didn't think of that. I'm going to actually steal that. Or I like that reward. Okay. To kind of help you from that front. Everybody good with that? Yep. If Roger and I end up in a room, because I'm just telling this thing to do it automatically. If Roger and I end up in a room, we're just there to moderate and listen in. I probably will try to bounce between rooms. But we'll stay in there for a couple of minutes. So go around, everybody say what your goals are. And then after that's done, if there's still some time left in the room, which there should be, I want you to take a few minutes and just chat with each other. If you maybe got some questions or you want some help or you want some advice on moving forward on that, or how you might go about accomplishing that, or just some questions you got around it, feel free to pick each other's brains on it. We'll come back in and we're going to kind of break that down a little bit deeper as a full group. Sound good? Anybody got a question before I do this? Okay, it's going to pop up on your screen. You should be able to just hit join the room and open all rooms. Keith, are you frozen there? Oh, there he goes. All right, let's go.